one of the key things is about making the world a better place. We are in the shopping mall business, right? So we see that as a very important space that people actually interact and hang around with, and apart from their, their home, apart from their office or their school, the shopping center has become the third space that people go to. Whether people go there to hang out, meet up with their friends for a coffee, to watch a movie, or to go for yoga class, that's become a very important space. With that in mind, we actually work very closely with our shoppers to ask them, can we fulfill your needs? It could be something as simple as, I need to duplicate my key, is there a place to do that? At the same time, we also work very closely with our tenants to make sure that whatever that they bring in are actually relevant to what the shoppers want. Coming a little closer to home as well would be the office work environment, let's say in the REIT manager's office. So we have a nice team working with us, and we know that these folks have actually made the decision to join us and to work with our organization. So where we can, again, we want to do that, make the world a better place or a happy place, a positive place kind of thing. So we're trying to make the work environment as fun as we can. Of course, we work very hard, but we also play very hard, and we have a sense of humor and there's laughter in the office. Second thing is about resilience and being positive. One good example I can give you is, very often because our properties are all in China at this point of time, that we travel to China a lot, and we do travel domestically, whether to look at our properties or to look at, potential acquisitions. So with that in mind, clearly, domestic flights, going on, taking high-speed rail train and all that. So a lot of people always tell us, oh, yeah, poor thing, hardship, it's tough, you're squeezing in the train station with hundreds of people. You take domestic flights, there's small aircraft, it's cramped and it's delayed half the time, or it mustn't be fun, it must be very tough, But I really choose to see it in a very different light, in a very different way. I look at it a little bit more positively. It gives us the opportunity to actually be exposed to a completely different kind of, city and province, different culture, the food, the sights, the sounds, the people's accents, the way they deal with one another in business, and the way they socialize, amongst one another is very different. So it's almost like what I would say, living in a National Geographic channel, where you get to experience different things. The other key thing, that I find is important is resilience. I think in any business, there will always be, peaks and troughs, there will always be tough times, right? But what's more crucial is that, no matter how difficult times are, if we stick true to our fundamentals, our fundamental business, right, that will tie us through, The last part will be about, I would say, managing oneself. When I attended the General Management program at Harvard Business School about 5 years back, I attended a talk by a gentleman called Professor Joseph Bauer. Interesting. So his talk was about how you manage oneself and how you actually apportion your time, how much time do you spend managing yourself, your peers, your superior, and your staff. So we always thought, surely we're going to apportion a lot of time managing our staff, for example, But what was quite interesting was that what they prescribe and recommend is that we spend at least 50% of our time managing ourselves. And then there's some other recommended, time, apportionment for the other parties. And surprisingly, the time apportioned for staff is actually quite low. So that hits home. That was one of the key things that I really took away from the course that I attended. Because really it's only when you're able to manage yourself that you really know yourself very well, that you are still, you have your strong true north, you are clear about what you want for yourself and for the organization that you lead. Are you then able to, in a very clear manner, lead the team towards a direction? So there's something that I still take with me, and I remind myself from time to time, on having some quiet time on my own, or enriching myself, and and only then can I lead the other people.